I'd like to start off by introducing myself and my colleagues. On our team, we have Ariane Erickson, the e-mobility educator, and I'm Irvin Rivero, the beneficial electrification associate.
Pero es que es la tuya.
And then I also want to introduce our EV coaches, Tao, who speaks Vietnamese, Dima, who's our English coach, and myself, who is the Spanish coach. They are available. We are available to provide one-on-one consultation sessions for participants who need extra help with their electric vehicle purchase. We will talk about our free EV incentives later on in this presentation. And here is a brief introduction to Actera. We are a nonprofit organization based in Palo Alto with a mission to bring people together to create local solutions for a healthier planet. Our organization was formed in 1970 on Earth Day, and our focus is in addressing climate change while advancing equity. And we serve the 9 counties around the San Francisco Bay Area. And our objective for tonight is to inspire, inform, and support residents on tight budgets to afford electric vehicles. And here's the agenda for tonight. We will start with the benefits of driving electric vehicles and then highlight the many incentives that help make electric vehicles affordable. And then we'll turn over to our post survey, where you can sign up to receive your free consultation. And then we'll have the question and answer at the very end. And I'd like to thank our promotional partners who helped us promote this event to their communities. We have Nuestra Casa to the Spanish community and Sound of Hope for the Chinese community. And I'd like to introduce and thank our sponsors, Peninsula Clean Energy. They are San Mateo County's official electricity provider. Peninsula Clean Energy provides one of the region's most generous grant programs for income qualifying individuals who live in San Mateo County and Los Banos. We will learn about their programs in detail later in the presentation. We also have the City of Sunnyvale, which has supported Actera's work for several years. Thank you. And we have Bay Area Air Management District, who is supporting our electric vehicle work in San Jose and Pittsburgh. Lastly, we have the City of Palo Alto Utilities. They have been a longtime partner of Actera, and we are grateful for their ongoing support. So thank you to all our sponsors again. Without your support, we could not make this event possible. And now I'd like to introduce Connie Chu, who is a programs assistant, to talk a little bit about what the City of Palo Alto Utilities is doing for their residents. Go ahead, Connie.
Thank you, Irvin. So hi, everyone. My name is Connie Chu. I'm from the City Palo Alto Utilities Department. And right now we have rebates of up to $80K for nonprofits, schools, and multifamily properties. And along with this, we provide free technical assistance because we know how troublesome and difficult it is to get started with EV charging stations installed at your property. And so if you contact us by email and phone, we would be glad to help you with this. And the rebate is good for up to 10 EV chargers at $8K per charger. And we have some upcoming EV and e-bike expos. One of them would be on April 15th. It's a Saturday. It'll be at Mitchell Park. It's an e-bike expo with test ride and drive. And so if you pre-register early and you complete a test ride day of, you'll be entered into a raffle to win a free e-bike valued at $1,500. And our next event is at EV Expo this time at the Congregation Etz Chaim location on 4161 Alma Street. And this one will be a bigger expo with 3 churches participating in this. And we have anywhere from 12 to 15 EVs on display for people to sit in and see what it's all about and actually talk to the owners about the benefits of owning an EV.
Thank you, Connie, for a little bit from City of Palo Alto. And now I'd like to introduce Roya from the City of Sunnyvale.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I'm Roy Samani. I'm an environmental program specialist with the City of Sunnyvale. Tonight, we're going to hear about the many financial assistance programs available to help you switch to an EV. But we'd like to invite you to our next EV event. Our EV Ride and Drive in-person event will be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, April 29th at the Sunnyvale Community Center, and Saturday, June 24th at Valence Park. Our Ride and Drive events are a great way to learn about a variety of EV models. You can take them for a test drive, grab a bite to eat from our complimentary on-site food truck after your test drive, learn more about sustainability at our booths, and take e-bikes for a spin. So to save your test drive slot, please register RSVP by visiting the Sunnyvale Drive Electric website that's in the chat, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. We hope to see you there. We'd also like to share an EV charging installation program called Communities in Charge by EV Connect. If you're a property owner or authorized leasee, you may be eligible to receive up to $3,500 or 75% of your costs. And if you're in a multifamily housing or tribal community, you can receive an additional $3,500. So be sure to check out the Community in Charge program linked in the chat. We hope tonight's event will support and encourage you all to make the switch to an EV.
Thank you, Roya. Everyone, check out this really awesome event if you want to test drive some electric vehicles. It's a great opportunity. Now, I see some questions coming in the chat, and I'll be able to answer those at the very end. But let's go ahead and get started with our presentation. First, I want to start with some definitions of some EVs. Obviously, this is a gas car. It uses a gas engine. We are all familiar with these. And then we have a conventional hybrid vehicle, which also uses a combustion engine. But the difference is that it has an electric motor that helps the car have better gas mileage. And this type of car does not need to charge. The combustion engine charges the electric motor itself. So this type of hybrid is not eligible for the rebates incentives because the electric battery is not big enough. Next is the plug-in hybrid, which does qualify for the incentives because of the bigger battery. So this type of electric vehicle still uses gasoline, but it can switch between electric and gas. So using gas or electric, depending on where you are going. You would need to recharge the electric battery with an electricity source, like an outlet or a level 2 charger if you have one. These cars typically only have around 20 to 40 miles of electric range, and then around 300 miles in gas range. And then finally, we have the best of them all, of course, the 100% electric car, which is powered by an electric motor. It uses the energy stored in its rechargeable batteries, which are recharged by an electric source. An outlet or a level 2 charger or a DC fast charger, which you'll be able to find those in the public. And then this type of EV will give you the most money, more than the plug-in hybrids from the incentives. So how do you decide which type of electric vehicle is right for you? If it's the 100% electric or the plug-in hybrid? So to answer this, just ask yourself these two questions. Do I have an outlet in my garage or parking spot that I can use to charge my electric vehicle? Or does your workplace provide electric vehicle charging? Yes or no? Second question is, do I drive less than 50 miles every day? So if you answered yes to both of these questions, then a 100% electric vehicle can meet your needs. But if you answered no to any of these questions, then maybe a plug-in hybrid might be better for you, but it all depends on the individual. And so what are the benefits of driving an electric vehicle? There are many reasons to make the switch. So let's discuss some of the most compelling benefits of driving electric. The first reason is for cleaner air and healthier communities. There would be such a big difference in the air quality if everyone started taking cleaner methods of transportation. Electric vehicles are healthier for the people and for the planet. The pollutants that come out of a car's tailpipe are very harmful to our health. In humans, pollution from cars cause many health issues, including stroke, heart disease, lung cancer, asthma, and other respiratory diseases. The pollutants that come out of a passenger car can be carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, and small particles. The good news is that switching to an electric vehicle means you are not polluting the air anymore. There is also less carbon emissions tied to owning an electric car than a gas car. So when driving an electric vehicle, you are saving 7,503 pounds of carbon dioxide every year from entering the atmosphere. Over a 10-year period, that is 75,000 pounds of carbon dioxide that you are saving from being entered into the atmosphere. Just imagine if everyone drove an electric vehicle. We could experience clean air and blue skies regularly and drastically reduce air pollution and its harmful effects on our health. So the reason number 2 is that electric vehicles produce less carbon emissions than gas-powered cars. As I had said, carbon dioxide, which is created from burning fossil fuels, such as coal, oil, and gas, is one of the leading contributors to climate change. As you can see from this slide, transportation accounts for around 40% of California's carbon emissions. And here in the Silicon Valley, transportation accounts for over 60% of our emissions. This is why we believe that using clean transportation, such as an electric vehicle, is one of the single most important things that anyone can do to fight against the climate crisis. And then the third benefit is the cost savings and the carpool access that you get. There are 3 ways in which you will save money as an EV owner. Electric vehicles cost less to fuel up or recharge. Electricity is only a third of the price of gas. A study recently found that the average electric vehicle driver in California can save around $800 to $1,000 every year in fuel costs alone. This adds up over the long run. The second way to save money is lower maintenance. Electric vehicles have fewer moving pieces underneath the hood. So electric vehicle drivers, they don't have to worry or replace a lot of these things like the oil filter, the spark plugs, the timing belt, the hoses, the water pump. No more smog checks. Imagine that. Consumer Report magazine recently confirmed that electric vehicle owners spend half as much on maintenance than gas car owners do over the lifetime of their cars. So a person with a gas car could spend around $9,200 on their car versus a person with an electric vehicle would spend half as much, $4,600. And the last reason or benefit is a cost saving is also they get to drive in the carpool lane as single occupants. No more worrying about highway patrol because you're in the carpool lane as a single passenger. All new battery electric vehicles, plug-in hybrids, they qualify for a clean air vehicle decal that is valid for up to 4 years. And if you want to purchase a used electric vehicle that already had the sticker, you can extend the sticker for another 2 years if you fall under specific income thresholds. So owners of electric vehicles also save money when crossing some Bay Area bridges with the clean air vehicle decal. So you get to save 50% off when crossing these bridges and their toll associated fees. And the fourth benefit of driving electric vehicles is that they are fun to drive and they're really easy to charge. Electric vehicles have great acceleration due to the instant torque. Some of them have dual motors. They are such a smooth and quiet ride. No vibration or no noise produced by an engine because it doesn't have an engine. It has an electric motor. You must test drive an electric vehicle in order to find out for yourself just how fun they are. Or you can ask one of our electric vehicle ambassadors at an electric vehicle expo we have coming up pretty soon with Actera, with Sunnyvale. We have a lot in the Bay Area. And so charging your car at home is a lot more convenient than having to go to a gas station. Just plug in your car overnight like you do with your cell phone, and then you're ready to leave the next morning. Your car will be fully charged, ready to go. Also, many workplaces, grocery stores, city governments are starting to provide level 2 and DC fast charging stations for their employees and the general public. So I wanted to go over the 3 different types of charging levels. Level 1 is charging with a normal 120 volt outlet. This charges around 45 miles overnight. It's pretty slow, but if you drive less than 40 miles a day, you should be good. Level 2 charging requires a 240 volt outlet, like the one most of our clothes dryers use. Here's an example of what it looks like here. So these are much faster at charging. They charge around 25 miles every hour. That's around 200 miles of charge every night. It's pretty good. So installing a level 2 charger in your home, it could also mean extra costs, like hiring an electrician to install the 240 volt outlet, because you might not have a spare one. Or they might have to upgrade your panel because it might need a panel with more amps. It also depends on the specific situation, so you might not need to hire an electrician. Then finally, we have the DC fast charging, the fastest type of charging that's out there. It uses 480 volts and up. And this can charge around 130 to 200 miles every hour. You would use these fast chargers when traveling cross country or really far away. And there are more and more charging stations that are being implemented everywhere in the United States, and more are on the way. So this covers the basics of electric vehicle charging. I wanted to highlight this new PG&E electric vehicle program that would help a homeowner with the costs associated with the installation of a level 2 charger. It's going to open pretty soon, and it would cover $500 for the purchase of the level 2 charger itself, and then it would cover $2,000 for the cost of hiring an electrician to do the panel upgrade and to install that 240 volt for you. So this is a program that would require income eligibility. So here is the chart on the right here. Household size, depending on how many people do taxes. So if you're just a single person doing taxes, it would be 51,000. But if you're a single parent with one dependent, then it would be a little bit more. If you're a couple with a kid, one dependent, a little bit more. So it just keeps going up. And we have more of these charts later on. And if you live in an apartment, I know it can be hard to charge, but here are some options that might meet your charging needs. These are called smart outlets here. And some of the apartment managements can provide their residents with these options, like the PlugZIO and the GoPower EV. And this allows their residents to charge with a level 1 charger while still being able to track how much electricity they are consuming, and they can charge a fee for that electricity that the resident is using. And then there's also a concierge service called Currently, that they can come directly to you to charge your electric vehicle. And this could also be beneficial if you run out of battery when you're driving on the highway. They can come to the highway and just charge real quick. And they do charge for however much electricity you use. So let's remember that PG&E has transitioned to time of use pricing. So in order to minimize the use of the fossil fuel power plants, their time of use pricing encourages people to power down or use less electricity from 4 to 9. And so as you can see from this image, your electricity is cheaper when you charge your car overnight, in the morning or early afternoon. So avoid charging between 4 to 9 to keep your bills low and to help fight climate change. And so a little bit about the state of the market right now is that the pandemic has caused a semiconductor chip shortage, as well as numerous other supply chain disruptions, which has caused a scarcity in all passenger vehicles, especially electric vehicles. So the demand for EVs is a lot, and the supply is kind of low. And so some of the most popular electric vehicles, they will contain a dealer markup of $2,000, and it can just go up. So some dealerships in the Bay Area don't have a markup at all. So what I would recommend is to shop around and see who has the better offer. You don't have to stay in your home city. You can just go to neighboring cities to see who has the best deal. Some good news is that you can still make your next car electric with some patience, resourcefulness, and the incentives that can substantially reduce the cost of this. So now let's get into the many local and state incentives that will help you make an electric vehicle more affordable. We'll start off by talking about the new car purchases. So if you're considering purchasing a new electric vehicle, these two rebates are for you. So with this tax credit, you can reduce your federal income taxes by up to $7,500 when you purchase a new electric vehicle. You can apply this credit to the taxes that you file the year after you purchase your electric vehicle. So if you buy an electric vehicle this year, you would apply for this credit when doing your taxes next year. So please note that this credit can only reduce your taxes to zero. So if the total amount of taxes you owe is less than the credit, you will not get a refund. And for people who currently don't pay that much in federal taxes or don't pay federal taxes, this program won't help you as much right now. But the good news is that you'll be able to claim this tax credit at the point of sale starting in 2024. So it will become an immediate discount on the price of the car that you pay for in 2024. Here are some of the rules for this tax credit. The buyer's income cannot exceed $150,000 for a single filer, $225,000 for a head of household, and $300,000 for joint filers. Another requirement is that the electric vehicle must have final assembly in North America. And the electric vehicle cannot cost more than $55,000 if it is classified as a car, sedan, all of these terms, and then $80,000. It cannot go above this if it's classified as a SUV, a van, or a truck. Some additional criteria will also be added on April 18th, coming up this month. So it will require that 40% or more of the battery's minerals be mined or processed in the United States or countries that have a free trade agreement with the US. And the other requirement is that 50% or more of the battery's components must be manufactured or assembled in the US or countries that have a free trade agreement with the US. These two requirements are each worth $3,750 of the credit. So if your electric vehicle that you purchase only meets one of these, you will still get a small credit. The government will release a list coming up soon of the electric vehicles that fall under these two guidelines. So because of these additional requirements, some electric vehicle models may no longer qualify for this tax credit, but for now, for sure, we know that these qualify. So we have the Chevrolet Bolt, the Nissan Leaf. Sorry, it deleted a little bit of the slide, but I'll say it out loud. We have the Chevrolet Bolt, the Nissan Leaf, the Volkswagen ID.4, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and the F-150 Lightning. And then the ones you can see is the Rivian R1T, the R1S, the Tesla Model 3, and the Tesla Model Y. And then there's also some plug-in hybrids that also qualify. They're just not listed here. Oh, there they are. Chevrolet Bolt, Nissan Leaf, Volkswagen ID.4, Ford Mustang Mach-E, F-150 Lightning. So moving on to the California State Rebate, or better known as the Clean Vehicle Rebate Project. So if you purchase or lease an electric vehicle, you can get a rebate from the state of California. This is $1,000 for plug-in hybrids and $2,000 for 100% battery electric. So for this rebate, you need to complete a form online after you purchase your electric vehicle or plug-in hybrid. And then they will send you a rebate check in the mail. Some of the rules for this rebates is that your income cannot exceed $135,000 for single filers or $200,000 for joint filers. There's also a price limitation for the vehicles. So for larger vehicles like SUVs, trucks, and minivans, they cannot go above the $60,000 price tag. And for normal cars like hatchbacks and sedans, they cannot exceed $45,000. And for people who are income qualifying, here is a graph. And if you fall under this income, there is an additional rebate for you, for low-income consumers. Individuals who earn less than the income levels on this chart receive an additional $5,500 from the state of California. Like I said, a check will be mailed to you after you complete the online process. And this will require you to submit some proof of income. And that is the only thing you have to prove, nothing else. So how much does an electric vehicle cost after these rebates? So the newer and larger electric vehicles coming to the market can be between $40,000 to $50,000 before the incentives. But there are also a few models that cost under $40,000 before the incentives. And so let's take the Nissan Leaf for an example. This Nissan Leaf is the S Plus, which has the bigger battery, and it has a range of 226 miles. It costs around $35,400 brand new. And if we include the clean vehicle credit and the California state rebate, that is discounting $15,000. So the price after the rebates is $20,400, saving $15,000 just from these two programs. So now let's talk about the incentives available for those who want to buy a used electric vehicle. So the same thing with the tax credit. This is the clean vehicle used tax credit. Buyers will be able to claim $4,000 tax credit for purchasing a used electric vehicle. Some of the requirements is that the car has to at least be 2 model years old, and the sales price cannot go above $25,000. Some of your income cannot exceed $75,000 for a single filer, $112,500 for the head of household, and $150,000 for the joint filer. And then finally, starting in 2024, the buyer can elect to transfer the credit to the dealership, which will enable the buyer to receive the credit as a rebate at the point of sale. This is going to be for new and used electric vehicles. Moving on, we have the PG&E used EV rebate. This will give you $1,000 of a rebate to anyone who purchases an electric vehicle that is used. You must be a PG&E electricity customer. And then if you income qualify, you get an increased rebate of $4,000. This rebate is new from PG&E and would help people who want to buy a less expensive electric vehicle that is used. So now I would like to welcome Vanessa Shin from Peninsula Clean Energy. She is a community outreach specialist, and she will highlight the Peninsula Clean Energy electric vehicle rebate program.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Irvin, and hello, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm here with Peninsula Clean Energy, and we're so excited to tell you about an additional rebate for our customers. And so before I begin, I'll tell you a little bit about Peninsula Clean Energy. We are a public agency that purchases clean energy at lower rates. And it's an automatic benefit of living in San Mateo County and the city of Los Banos. And so if you live in those communities, we're very excited that you can benefit. And so how it works is that we purchase electricity from clean sources like solar panels or wind turbines, as you can see in the photo. And then PG&E continues to deliver that electricity to you. So that's why you still receive your bill from PG&E. But if you see Peninsula Clean Energy on your bill, that means that you're receiving clean energy and you're saving a little bit of money. In fact, we have saved our customers over $107 million since we started in 2016. And we also have additional rebates to help improve and increase the savings of our customers and help our customers benefit through this clean energy. So next slide, please. So again, this benefit is for residents of San Mateo County or the city of Los Banos. And before I move forward, I wanted to highlight this income chart again. Please take note if your household income falls within the limits on the slide, because if it does, you may qualify for additional incentives. Next slide, please. Great, and so we also have a rebate for used electric vehicles. We have rebates for the plug-in hybrid vehicles, as well as the fully electric vehicles. And so for all of our customers, you can get $1,000 for a used fully electric vehicle or $700 for a used plug-in hybrid. And then if your income limits fell within those that were on the previous slide, you may qualify for even more rebates. And so actually on the slide, we recently adjusted our numbers so that our customers could benefit from the new PG&E rebate. And so it should be $4,000 from Peninsula Clean Energy for the fully electric EV or $3,700 for the plug-in hybrid EV. And so, but the good news is that these programs stack with the PG&E rebate as well as other programs. And so you can benefit even more. And we're very grateful to Actera for providing this education and support for helping our customers unlock all of these rebates and savings. And so that concludes my slides, and I'm happy to answer any questions in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa, for a little coverage on Peninsula Clean Energy. So moving on, we're gonna discuss some of the grant programs for specific customers in the Bay Area and some California residents. So we have the Clean Cars for All program here in the Bay Area. This program requires you to have a 2005 car that you are willing to trade in for a new or a used electric vehicle. You would need to fall under some income guidelines that are on the next slide, and you would have to live in a disadvantaged community. So if you have a 2005 car and would like to look up if you live in this zip code, we'll be posting it in the chat. And here is the income threshold for this program. Pretty similar to the ones we've seen in the past. And so if your income in the chart fell under those guidelines, and the vehicle you choose is an electric vehicle, it will determine the amount of money you receive from this program. But the lowest you can get for trading in your old car is $5,500, and the most is $9,500. So pretty generous program for just trading in your 2005 car. So now let's look at an example of how much you can save by combining some of the grants that we've discussed. This specific person qualified for the Clean Cars for All grant. They lived in San Mateo County, so they're also included in the Peninsula Clean Energy Grant, and they're throwing in the PG&E Used EV Grant as well. And so for the example, we have a used 2019 Chevy Bolt with the Premier package. And this Chevy Bolt I found for sale on the DGDG website. This car costs $24,240, and it has a range of 238 miles. And so when you combine the Peninsula Clean Energy Rebate, the Clean Cars for All grants, and the PG&E Used EV Rebate, you get a total discount of $15,500. And so you could get your own 2019 Chevrolet Bolt for less than $9,000. And this isn't including the federal tax credit, which there is potentially more money to be saved here as well. And then also a part of the Clean Cars for All program is that if you want to trade in your old car for an e-bike instead, qualifying Bay Area residents can retire their old vehicle for a $7,500 grant to purchase an electric bike. And so an e-bike is a bicycle with a battery and an electric motor that make it easier to go longer distances. You can carry heavy loads and you can climb those steep hills, no problem. And so you would get $7,500 for your e-bike, and they would also include a Clipper card, so you can travel in a lot of clean transportation. And then for those customers that live in Contra Costa County, you can sign up to receive another rebate of $150 to $500 towards the purchase of an electric bike as well. And so here is another reminder that Actera has an electric e-bike event happening April 15th, Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon. If you want to register for this event, you have a chance to win a free electric bike. So you just need to register for the event, attend, test ride, and you'll be entered into a giveaway raffle for a free Rad Power e-bike. This e-bike is worth $1,500. So the link to register is in the chat. So let's cover the last electric vehicle program. This is from MCEV. This is for residents living in the Marine Clean Energy, or better known now as MCE. If you live in their service territory, here are the counties and the cities listed below. And so this program is for individuals who also income qualify. So here are the income guidelines again, a little bit higher than the previous numbers. And so if you qualify, you'll be able to receive $3,500 towards the cost of a new electric vehicle. And then they also have a new rebate coming where you can use it for a used electric vehicle as well, and you'll get $2,000 back. And so this program is currently closed right now, but they will be opening up soon in May. And so those are all the incentives we have at the moment, but they are changing every day. And here is some of the timeline explaining when you should apply to these programs. So number one is that before you buy, apply to those income-based grants. That would take them like 3 to 6 months for them to process you, and then you would get approved. And then after you purchase your electric vehicle, apply for the California rebate, and then get your carpool decal. And then the year after you purchase is when you would file your federal taxes, claiming that you bought an electric vehicle, and you would get that tax credit. And so one of the next steps you can take is to request your free one-on-one consultation with one of our EV coaches. We help you identify which rebate programs are specifically for you, which ones you qualify for. And then we'll create a personalized action plan with the steps you need to take to receive your incentives. And so you can request a consultation in our post survey at the end of this event. And here is an example of someone who we helped get an electric vehicle, Henrietta Burrows. She was able to get her own electric vehicle using some of the rebates, and she's really satisfied with her driving experience of a Chevrolet Bolt. And so now is the time where we'll drop the link to the post survey in the chat. We'll also send you an email right after this clinic with the survey as well. So you don't want to take it right now, that's totally fine. We are giving away 2 Target gift cards worth $50, only 2. So it's like a little raffle. We just want to thank you guys for coming to this event and leaving us your valuable feedback. And remember to request your free consultation in this post survey if you wanted to. So I wanted to thank our presenting sponsors, Peninsula Clean Energy, City of Sunnyvale, BACMed, Bay Area Air Quality Management District, and the City of Palo Alto Utilities. And so this is concluding our presentation, but we have like around 10 minutes where we can do some question and answer. So I'll go through some of the chat and answer the questions to the best of my ability. I won't know everything, but I can get back to you guys as well. So going on, I think someone answered this question already, but you bought a Chevrolet Bolt in 2022, and you don't know if you qualify for the tax credit. And so the federal tax credit, it changed in 2023. If you bought it in 2022, there might have been still a limit on Chevrolet. So just check out that website. Hopefully you can still get the tax credit. But those people who are wanting to buy a Chevrolet Bolt this year, they can still get the tax credit. Right now it's available. What was the name of the upcoming PG&E program on the previous slide? It's called PG&E EV Empower. And so that program, again, is for people who want to install a level 2 charger in their home. And it covers the cost of the charger itself, which can be kind of pricey from some manufacturers. And it would cover the cost of the electrician if you need that as well. So please include discussion of CCS and 2-directional charging interface, vehicle to home grid, bidirectional charging interface for storing and powering my home. So some cars are coming equipped with this feature where you can charge your home if there's like an outage or something. And that is particularly to the I think the Kia EV6 does a little bit of this, and definitely the F-150 Lightning does the home to grid, or if your home were to power off, then you can plug it into your home. You have to have some type of connection there. I'm not too sure what it is, but you can power your home off of your car basically. And I know this comes with not all of the F-150 Lightning packages, so you would have to have kind of like the more expensive F-150 Lightning package to do this kind of thing. Are you going to discuss hydrogen? No, we don't. We have a whole stance on this. We can probably send it to you. Yep. Well, you guys will get the presentation slides so you guys can view them yourself, go over this information again. I know I went kind of fast on some things. And then also it will be recorded. So if you guys are listening in Spanish or Chinese, we'll have the interpreters and their great interpretation. You'll be able to view this video again. How many people get the variable rate electricity? Because we don't. I think Connie answered your question, but some of the rates can be different with PG&E. I know I have the 4-to-9 one, and there's like a couple of different options, like 5-to-8, where they don't want you using electricity during 5-to-8, or else it'll be more pricier for you. So try to not use as much power during those hours. To get the California rebate, does the electric vehicle need to follow the federal battery and mineral requirements? No, it doesn't. The California rebate does have a list of eligible vehicles though. And then there's some requirements with like how much income you make. It cannot go past a certain amount, but it doesn't have to follow the federal rules. And some people, they want to combine the two. The California rebate for new electric vehicles and the federal tax credit for new electric vehicles. They want to combine the two, so you maybe would have to follow the battery and mineral requirements. That's how you can save the most money, combining as many programs as you can. Will the zip codes of the Clean Cars for All program be expanded? Yes, it will be expanded. I didn't include that in the presentation because we don't know when it's gonna open to all of California. And so the Clean Cars for All will still require that you have a 2005 car or older that you want to trade in. And then the income requirements are gonna get a little bit stricter. I think right now it's 400% of the poverty level, and then it would go down to 300% of the poverty level. That would be the income guideline. But it is going to open to all of California. We just don't know when. Nin, you would like help, Nin Philip? Yes, please fill out the survey and request. We would love to help you in our consultations. We'll do these in any language that we provide. We have English, Spanish, Vietnamese, and Chinese now as well.
Yes, I can do Vietnamese and English.
Yeah,
Either
just
one.
request whichever language you want, and
Yeah,
we'll be glad
English
to help
fine.
you.
English fine.
Awesome. Then our EV coach, Dima, will be glad to help you.
Should I ask a question now? Or?
Yeah, you want a question? Yeah.
Well, I just bought a Toyota hydrogen car, and I have no idea, how to get a carpool sticker, and then the IRS is very sketchy about this year. So like I don't know what to do, but I keep hearing that I should get something, and I was willing to get a clean car.
Yeah, so for the decal, you can get that from the DMV website. So we can send you all of the links and help you get that from the DMV. And then what was the other program that you had mentioned? Sorry.
Well, my friend who got the same car late last year, and he already got 7,500 back from tax. So I just got mine a couple weeks ago, which fall into 2023. So I look on the IRS website and it says that Toyota hasn't submit the model, like a lot of the German cars the same. So it just say it hasn't submit the model. So I don't even know if I get anything for the hydrogen fuel car from Toyota.
Yeah,
And
I don't believe Toyota would be on the list eligible for the tax credit. I know one of the requirements is that it has to be manufactured in North America, and Toyota is in a different country. But we'll be able to double check for you if your Toyota fuel cell car works. But off the top of my head, I think right now it doesn't. But you still have time to figure this out because you bought it this year. So you have time to claim this credit. You won't have to do it until you file your taxes next year.
yeah, would I be able to get anything for CA? I mean, I'm a part-time college instructor, so my income isn't that significant.
I believe California is going to be able to help you a little bit. Yes. You bought the new Toyota hydrogen car, so they also have a program for fuel cell, I think. We just Actera don't promote hydrogen because they
Okay.
still have like a lot of carbon emissions tied to them, but we can discuss this in our consultation as well.
Yeah, if you can send me a link.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for your question. Great question.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I really enjoy find out the info because I couldn't navigate which EV to get, but I may have to get an EV in half a year. So now I know more information. Yeah.
Yeah, you could still switch to an electric vehicle. Another question from
There's
Yogesh
some
is,
latency.
for the EV tax rebate, I moved to the US in October and my overall income falls below the limit. Tax eligibility for 7,500 rebate makes me ineligible for any tax rebate. Will I still get the whole California EV rebate? So right now it is based off of the income you made in 2022. So right now it's doesn't really qualify for the income you're making this year. So they'll ask for proof of income for 2022. So you should be good, Yogesh. And we have a question from the Chinese chat. So I'll switch interpretation channels real quick. Go ahead, Carissa. Yeah, the post survey, the answer, let me go back. So some of the Chinese speakers have a question on where to find a consultation in their language in Chinese. And so fill out the post survey that is in Chinese, and I'll be able to get your information. And then our interpreter today would be able to help with our consultations. So I'll be able to, Carissa will be able to interpret my language into Chinese so we can get you some help on getting an electric vehicle. But fill out the post survey, just request that you want a consultation, and we'll be able to send you some materials in Chinese as well on how to sign up for that, find a time that's perfect for you. It's all in the post survey. I'm gonna lower your hand, Carissa, but if there's another question in the Chinese chat, just raise your hand again. Oh, another question. Yes, Carissa? No worries. Sounds good.
对不起，想请问一下，他是会寄那个中文的问卷调查寄给我们，是不是？
More questions. Excellent presentation. Thank you. Do you have an estimate of when the zip codes? Oh, I lost the question. Of when the zip codes would be expanded?
对，是会
Maybe
寄中文版给我们
summer
吗？
or next year in 2024? We don't have an estimate yet. I've seen estimates that it would be in 2024, but it takes a lot of time for California to move and to expand their programs like this. I heard about the Clean Cars for All program expanding last year. So it would probably take another year for that to come through. So Romel has a question. I already filled out the form. When will you contact me for the consultation? It could take like a week. We have a lot of consultations coming through, but it's going to be first come, first serve. So I'll open a Calendly where you can select a date and time, and we'll meet through Google Meet, and you can ask all your questions and we can help you out there. But it could be a week or 2 weeks before you have your consultation.
If we participate in the free consultation, are we obligated to buy the EV from specific dealers?
No. Yeah, the question was, if we have a consultation, do we have to purchase from the specific dealer? We don't have anything like that. We are here to help you guys understand the incentives, and then we kind of send you off on your own to do your own purchase. We don't really help with the purchase. We just let you know about all of these programs, some of the electric vehicles that qualify for the program. So we kind of try to nail you down on, would you like a Tesla? Would you like a Chevy Bolt? Would you like a Volkswagen? All of these can qualify for these programs. And so if you say, oh yeah, I'm interested in the Volkswagen, then I can just point you to the directions of the dealerships, but you would have to do your own negotiations, all of this, but you don't have to go. We don't tell you to go to a specific dealer unless the program requires that. That is not on us. Some of the, I know the Clean Cars for All program, if you're gonna trade in your 2005 car or older, they have specific dealerships that you would have to purchase from, but they have a lot of different cities all over the Bay Area that are eligible for this program.
Okay, thank you. How do we sign up for the consultation?
In the post survey, it's been in the chat. I think Michelle, can you post it again? It was just posted by Carissa as well. There's 3. So if you're a Chinese speaker, better in Chinese, fill out the Chinese survey. Better in English, fill it out in English. And we'll reach out to you in a week. A question from AB. It seems that each program has a different definition of household and income. Is there a site where all these programs are made clear? There is a site where you can look at all of the different incentives. So you like enter your zip code, what electric vehicle you want. Is it a used? Is it a new? Is it plug-in, or is it 100% battery electric? And it'll kind of show all of the incentives available for you, and it'll give you all the links for the websites. So in the follow-up email that I'm going to send to everyone who registered, I can include that website and I'll be able to send it to you. I see Connie Chu also included some of those, but I'll include an incentive tool that has all of those different amounts. Cool, thumbs up, AB. Thank you for the presentation, of course. Anyone have any final questions? We have 2 more minutes for question and answer. You can come off mute if you want. Eric, Lemons asked if these rebates and tax credits are based on the price before the rebate and tax credit. So unless you have a point of sale that is like a discount at the point of sale, then they'll take the tax off of the discount you get at the point of sale. So let's say someone waited until next year to get that federal tax credit at the point of sale, which would discount $7,500 from the price of the car. They'll get the taxes off of that. But if all of these are rebates, tax credits, then yes, they would take the price of the car and adjust the taxes to that. You
I
said
have a
an
question.
incentive tool? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't do a very good job on the chat, so I'll just verbally ask a quick question. Are there any of these programs that apply to a standard hybrid, not a plug-in, but a standard hybrid? I suppose none of these rebates apply, right?
Yeah, I said in the beginning, conventional hybrid is a little bit different because it has a smaller electric battery.
Right.
They don't qualify. So plug-in hybrid would be better. They still qualify. And
Thank you.
if you know how a plug-in hybrid works, it's pretty similar, and you can still use gas. You can choose to only use gas if you wanted to, but that's up to you.
And then also another quick question. You plug in at home on 120 volt current. This only gives you about 40 miles. Is that right?
So it would give you like 40 miles overnight if you were to charge overnight. But if you were to purchase a plug-in hybrid, these vehicles typically only have like 20 to 40 mile range, and then they use like 300-mile range in gas. So it would be totally fine to charge off of a level 1 charger, 120 volt, and it would completely fill up your battery with just a level 1.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Thank you for the question, Brent. So in the trade-in program, the threshold has to be 2005. I have a 2004. Yes. So it at least has to be 2005. If you have a 2004, that qualifies. 2003, 2001, 1990, this is good. It just cannot be older than 2005. Like 2006, it would not qualify for the Clean Cars for All program. So if you have a Toyota 2004, that qualifies. You would just have to check the zip code eligibility chart. Make sure you live in an eligible zip code, and we can help you through that process of applying to the Clean Cars for All, understanding it a little bit more. Yeah. If there's no more questions, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. It was great getting to chat with you guys, and I hope you guys good luck on your EV journey. And we're here to help you guys. So any questions, my email has been on the screen. Email me any questions you guys have. You guys will get these slides again. So thank you everyone for the positive messages. Glad I was able to help a little bit, I hope. So from Actera, thank you guys. Have a good night.